Let's start with this one, in which Theon is arriving on the shores of Dragonstone following his rescue by the remaining Ironborn loyal to his sister. Jon Snow being in Dragonstone and Theon on the other hand arriving on its shores makes a reunion between those two characters a certain one. Jon will come face to face with a man he grew up with, but also with a man who betrayed his family. Theon pledged his loyalty to Robb Stark in the subsequent War of the Five Kings, proclaiming him as his king, but ultimately betrayed Robb and sided with his father in invading the North. Even though Theon regrets betraying the Starks, he still did take Winterfell by force, including killing a few loyal Stark's men, along with executing Sir Rodrik as well. Sir Rodrik was a master at arms who had trained Jon, Robb, Theon, as well as Ned and Benjen Stark in the art of combat. While Sansa Stark has forgiven Theon for his crimes against her family, it's unlikely that the king in the north will be so forgiving. Even though Theon has no idea of Jon's presence at Dragonstone, he is aware that once he and Jon meet again, it will not end up well for him. However, Jon will spare Theon's life only because of Sansa, only because Theon helped her to escape from the Boltons. Besides Sansa, Daenerys wouldn't either allow Jon to kill Theon, as he and his sister Yara are her allies. Let's continue with this photo that includes Jaime and Bronn. Judging by their face expression, this shot is taking place when the Dothraki led by Daenerys riding Drogon are charging on them. In case you haven't watched a video of mine in which I broke down preview for the following episode, let me say a few sentences or two about this huge battle that we are about to see in the 4th episode titled The Spoils of War. Jaime and Randall with their armies will be marching back home with carriages full of goods, full of gold and food looted from Highgarden. However, the spoils of war, including gold with which Cersei would repay the debt and with which she would basically persuade the Iron Bank into funding her, will never even reach King's Landing. Long story short, while heading home, Daenerys' army will attack Jaime's and Randall's army and take an opportunity to fight them on the open field. Daenerys riding Drogon will lead Dothraki into a huge battle and will finally set a tough blow for Cersei. Not only that Cersei will lose most of Lannister army, but one of her only allies will be destroyed as well, and all spoils contained of food and gold that should feed their men and repay the debt of the crown will be lost. If you would like to know all details about this huge battle in which Jaime will charge on Drogon and almost get killed, feel free to check out my previous videos. In this shot, Brienne and Podrick are most likely looking at Arya Stark, who will finally arrive home in the next episode. Additionally, Brienne and Arya will share a couple of scenes together. Sky Atlantic has run a promo for season 7 in which Arya is sparring with Brienne, and it looks like Brienne underestimated skills of innocent looking girl that has actually been trained by a few legendary warriors, and on top of all of that she was also trained as a faceless man. Littlefinger is most likely looking down at Arya in this photo, and I'm sure he sees her as a threat. Beside a shot that includes Cersei most likely introducing a representative of the Iron Bank with a plan of repaying the debt, there's also a shot of Sansa Stark in the Godswood most likely accompanied with Bran once again. In the last shot we got to see Daenerys and Missandei having a conversation, probably about Missandei and Grey Worm's romance.